Hi, my name is Mrs. Hornibrook. Welcome to the summer assignment for AP Physics B. So if you are watching this video, then that means that you will be assigned to one of the three teachers that you see on your screen right now. That is me down there on the left, Mrs. Hornibrook. There's Mr. Wright in the middle, and up there at the whiteboard is Mrs. Constance. So we look forward to meeting with you in September, and hopefully this assignment will make you feel very confident and prepared for the coming months. Here are just some general pieces of information about this packet and the video lessons that you're going to use to complete it. First of all, if you haven't already done so, you need to go ahead and you need to print out the packet that accompanies this video series. You need to then view all of the lessons. There are several. There are 5 or 6 of them altogether, and complete the packet as you view them. Obviously, you can rewind as you need to go back over material that maybe you didn't catch the first time. And feel free to go out online if you need to look up extra information, if you need a little extra help. You're going to need to bring in your completed packet the first day of school, and we'll be collecting that and using it to assess to see where everyone is skill-wise. All right, so in terms of how we're going to run the summer assignment and communicate with you over the summer, because we may need to do that occasionally, we have some information here for you. First of all, we would like you to join our Wikispace. Here is the URL. If you type that in, you will be prompted to join or sign up or sign in. If you already have a Wikispace account through another teacher or another class or whatever, you can use that account to log in. Then if that's the case, you can just click join, and they'll allow you to use your old login, and then it will send us an email saying that you've asked to join this, and you will get a reply at some point from us that we got that information. If you've never joined a Wikispace before, it will just instead prompt you to create an account, and that's not a big deal. Just go ahead and follow the instructions, follow the prompts to do that. But either way, don't wait for that confirmation email from us to begin your packet. You found this via the e-board, and you will also be able to find the packet itself on the same e-board note that you found this video link. So go ahead and proceed through whatever is there on the e-board until you get notice that you're accepted to that website, to that Wikispace, because we'll be posting everything on there as well. We would like you to work through the wiki once you are a member, just so that you can get accustomed to how that space looks and how we're going to be using it. Third, we want you to sign up for text alerts. You can actually do this right now while you're watching this, in fact, because you can just take out your phone and you're going to text this at APBPH to this number, and don't worry, that's not our phone number, any of our phone numbers. It's simply a computer generated number, and this is all via the computer. When you do that, it's going to send a response. It's going to ask you for your first and last name. Please comply with that and do not make up any names other than your own. We need to know who's signing up, because this is going to help us keep track of who's gone ahead and set this up, set up all the preliminary work over the summer. So first name, last name, and that should suffice. And you won't ever have to actually send another message to that number unless you want to discontinue getting those updates, because what's going to happen is whenever we send out an update, it will automatically go out to you. You don't have to worry about asking to be updated any later. We'll do that throughout the summer and throughout the school year as well. All right, so the first lesson that you're going to view after you close this one out is the lesson by Mr. Wright on coordinate systems. And in that lesson, you're going to learn why we need coordinate systems in physics. You're going to review 2 main types of coordinate systems, that one of which you're very, very familiar with, and the other you're probably familiar with but have used a little bit less. You'll learn how to convert between the two if you don't already know how to do so, and that's going to lead into a brief discussion about unit vectors. And then you will move on to the next video segment, which will be on vectors. Mrs. Constance is going to cover the vectors lecture, what they are, how we draw them, how they're represented on paper, maybe even how they're represented in different books, vectors versus scalars, and what some examples of vectors are, and probably some examples of scalars as well. And then Mrs. Constance will also be presenting the vector operations video, in which you'll learn how to add and subtract vectors. You'll learn how to multiply a vector by a scalar and what that means. You'll learn how to resolve a vector into its components, which is a very important skill right in the beginning of the year. Then we'll move on to one-dimensional kinematics. There are two parts to this lesson, so there are two separate little videos. I'll be doing those. We have one-dimensional kinematics part 1, which will talk about what is kinematics. We're going to discuss uniform motion and how to make and interpret motion graphs that don't include acceleration. We'll move into the next video, which will be part 2 of the one-dimensional kinematics lesson, and that will cover a physics definition of acceleration. There's a lot of confusion about what that really is. We're going to present 3 equations of kinematics that involve uniform acceleration. We're going to talk about and use motion graphs that include acceleration. Again, welcome to the course. On behalf of Mr. Wright and Mrs. Constance, good luck with the packet and have a great summer. See you in September.